My first rebuild on Madden 27, all thanks to the EA Creator Network, is the Las Vegas Raiders and rookie quarterback Fernando Mendoza. And despite this rebuild really being the first time I truly get to play Madden 27 franchise mode, we are not stopping until we bring the Raiders a Super Bowl, which is definitely going to be quite the struggle. Now, I do want to say that this is a work-in-progress version of the game, so everything that you see today, including the ratings, are subject to change. Now, the first step in every rebuild is to evaluate our roster, and our success today and how fast we can win a Super Bowl is all going to be dependent on rookie quarterback Fernando Mendoza. Decent rating for a rookie, comes in with hidden development, and all things considered, we got him on the cheap for the next 4 years. And keep in mind too, in Madden 27 franchise, you're supposed to be able to negotiate contract extensions with your rookies before they get to the last year of their deal, so hopefully we can explore that today. Actually, hopefully we don't, because hopefully we win a Super Bowl before we get to that point. But if we do get to that point in time, hopefully we can lock down Mendoza long term before we get to the last year of his deal. And obviously, another guy this offense is going to be so dependent on these next few years. Second year running back Ashton Genty, down to a star, but still very, very talented. Even though the rookie season wasn't necessarily what he expected, I do have high hopes for this guy. And again, we have him on the cheap the next 3 seasons at least. Now, the rest of the offense, surprisingly, not too worried about the offensive line. Big addition of the offseason, Tyler Linderbaum comes in as a starting center. Trey Zune looks pretty good at left guard position. And obviously, we have a franchise left tackle here in Colton Miller. But the only issue is that he is 30 years old, so he's going to start to probably regress every offseason, but still has a 91 overall. He should be good for us for another 3-4 seasons unless he decides to retire. We also got him locked down for another 3 years. Right side of the offensive line, a little iffy. I do have high hopes for Jackson Powers Johnson. He's still relatively young, so hopefully he can progress into the 80s, maybe even mid-80s. Now, right tackle definitely is a position we do need to try and upgrade, rather be in free agency here to start off the rebuild, rather be through a trade, or maybe just wait until the offseason. Now, obviously, Brock Bowers is an absolute stud and should be here the entire rebuild. Now, the only worry outside of DJ Glaze is the wide receiver position. Not a lot of talent, didn't do too much at that position in the offseason. Hey, brother, that's what a rebuild's for. We wouldn't be rebuilding this team if they didn't have needs. Talk about needs, talk about the defense. Oh my God, like obviously Max Crosby, the cornerstone to this franchise, almost was on his way out. Luckily for me in this rebuild, he's still here this season. And this team did spend a lot of money in the offseason, bringing in players like Kwity Paye, Quay Walker, Nakobe Dean, but there's still so many holes, man. Got some youngsters. I really do like the looks of Tre'Davious Stukes. McCoy as well is a really good bargain pick for them in the middle of the rounds of the draft. Also, Jamal McCoy, an absolute stud. Raiders got incredible value getting him in the 4th round of the draft. There's inklings that he might be drafted in the 1st round, but as long as he can stay healthy in this rebuild, dude, I genuinely think Jamal McCoy could be our #1 cornerback in a year or 2. So in the grand scheme of things, it's not completely terrible, but there are so many holes that you just know it's going to take us at least 3 seasons to get truly competitive. And again, this is my very first time delving deep into Madden 27 franchise mode, so this is going to be a learning experience together. The first thing I did want to see is free agency, man. Like, is there anybody that makes sense to try and sign off the get-go? Now, keep in mind, again, these ratings aren't final, so don't stress way too much about that. One player I am interested in is Taylor Decker. He's still sitting there as a free agent. We need a right tackle, which he definitely wouldn't be the long-term answer, but I do want to speak with him and see what he has to say, and this is a completely different feature in Madden 27 franchise. First time in a long time, if ever, we've been able to actually offer long-term deals, or at least longer than 1-year deals, to free agents to start the season. We unfortunately don't have much cap space, but I wouldn't mind offering a 1-year deal worth about $8 million. And I guaranteed, I guess I could go ahead and guarantee him a year. Submit it through, and it looks like he's not way too interested. Now here is where it is completely different when it comes to negotiating with free agents, when it comes to renegotiating contracts. You have to have a full-on conversation with the player. Now with Taylor Decker here, he has 54% interest in signing, so we gotta get that way up. He has quite a bit of patience. Like, let's see what we can do. Like, I wouldn't mind upping that salary this season, because it's just for this year. Okay, just like that. He's interested in signing. We are gonna be signing Taylor Decker just like that. Normally, they're a lot trickier than that. It takes a little bit more negotiating power, but I'm assuming since we're his only offer at the start of the season, he was just ready to sign on the dotted line. So 1 year, $10 million for our new starting right tackle, dude, I feel like is a good deal. And with that being, the offensive line actually looks pretty freaking good, which means Mendoza, as a rookie, is going to have pretty decent protection. And let's be honest, in a very, very tough AFC West, I don't really think we can expect to make the playoffs this first season. Our one and only goal this year is to see extraordinary progression from rookie quarterback Fernando Mendoza. If we can get him up to like an 80 overall going into year 2, dude, that is where we can start to cook. I want this rebuild to at least be like halfway realistic, so we probably aren't going to be making any trades to start the season. I mean, it would be hard to do so anyway since we hardly have any cap room. But maybe once we get to the offseason or the start of year 2, we can dabble in a couple trades. But for now, I think our team is set and we're ready to start this first season. Now, in franchise mode Madden 27, the one thing I have noticed is there's a lot more decisions that you have to make throughout the season. The good news, if you're feeling lazy, you can delegate a lot of those decisions to your staff. Now, training camp is what you always have at the beginning of the year where you can try to help upgrade your players, which I do want to eventually test at some point in time, but I do feel like it's pretty necessary that we jump into training camp and try to at least improve a couple of our players. Because like for Mendoza, man, if we can gold this bucket drop drill, we can get him 2 extra skill points, 4,000 XP, and maybe get up to like a 76 overall before the season even starts. Oh, at this bucket drop, we have to use the freeform passing, so it's harder than what it was last year. I'm gonna be honest with you, it definitely took me a hot minute to get the hang of things here. I'm not the biggest expert on freeform passing, but after a minute, it was all worth it. We finally got gold. So as mentioned, brother, we get 2 skill points and 4,000 XP. Oh, and with that XP boost, we actually got ourselves 3 skill points. So if we put that all towards field general, brother, Mendoza, before the preseason really even starts, is up to a 77 overall. So like I said, our target for him was 80 overall by the end of the season. It looks like we might get there before the season even starts. I do want to also try this rushing attack, try to get gold on that so we can get Genty a little bit of a boost. And as this is going to be, I believe, my 3rd touchdown in a row, I believe this is going to be quite a bit simpler to get gold on this and the quarterback freeform drill. Oh, okay. Might not be able to get gold. It's going to be close, brother. We got silver with about 10 seconds to go. I think I'm going to have to score on these next 2 plays, which, oh, we're so close, man. We have got to score on this play. Oh, thank God for Ashton Genty. And that, my friends, is our 2nd gold drill. Let's get some more points just to do it. 79,000 points, our 2nd straight gold training camp drill. Another extra skill point, another extra 2,500 XP, which unfortunately was only good for 1 skill point upgrade, unlike the 3 Mendoza got. With that, boys, Ashton Genty up to an 86 rated. And with that, man, I think this team's ready to roll. Now, I do want to see what allowing the staff to run the rest of training camp does do. Maybe some of these players will get an extra upgrade the following week. And hey, at least we won our first preseason game. Mendoza didn't play much, obviously, since he's the starter, but dude, Kirk Cousins went off. Oh, and so did our backup running back, Mike Washington. And also, rookie Malik Benson with 2 touchdowns and 4 grabs. So I like the preseason. Some of the guys that don't normally start get playing time. Now, I do want to see what the initial transactions look like at the end of preseason 1. You see right there in the bottom right-hand corner, my Tennessee Titans signed Tyreek Hill, so that's nice to see. But outside of that, we have the Giants releasing Odell Beckham Jr. A bunch of those free agents getting signed, a bunch of players getting cut. Right here, like I said, my Tennessee Titans signed Tyreek Hill to a 1-year, $18 million contract. Channel legend Storm Duck got released by the Dolphins. Jack Conklin signed to the Chiefs. Jonah Williams back to the Cardinals. Matt Milano to the Bengals is interesting, as did they also sign Mekhi Becton. Joey Bosa to the Colts. Bengals, a lot of action in the preseason, man. Also signing Jawan Bentley, Cam Robinson to the Dolphins, Jerome Baker to the Vikings, Von Miller to the Chargers to team up with Khalil Mack, dude. Love to see it. Oh, Harrison Smith to the Bears. Which is, I mean, makes sense since the Bears lost all their safeties in the offseason. With all that said, let's now advance this bad boy to the regular season and see if maybe Mendoza's creeping up to an 80, maybe Genty's creeping up to a 90. I have no idea whatsoever how these rookies and young players are going to progress in the preseason. Which, speaking of the preseason, we ended up 2-1, which isn't terrible, although we did have a stinky game against the Texans where we lost by 30. When it comes to hiring the scouts, I could do that if I wanted to, but I believe I'm just going to delegate that to my staff. And look at that, dude. Patriots just gave Hunter Henry a 3-year extension, which is like, that's not something we see all the time. You don't see the players always getting extensions at the beginning of the season, so that's definitely new. Also, we got Bijan Robinson signing a contract extension. So the breaking news tab is definitely a cool little feature they did add this season. So every time like something big happens, that's going to pop up. So we're always going to be up to date on the moves within your franchise. Now, in terms of our roster, we have Mendoza didn't go up any further, although Genty did up to an 87. Unfortunately, I think Genty was the only other player to get an upgrade. Outside of maybe Trey Dan Stukes, the rookie, who, dude, he could be like a defensive rookie of the year candidate, up to a 77 rated as a rookie starting his first season. Jermon McCoy also up to a 75 overall, so the youngster is going to be one of our 3 starting corners. Now, as you do see, defensive tackle is relatively weak. So I do want to see if there's any available free agents that we could potentially sign to upgrade there, because I really don't want to have to trade for anybody this first season. I I got Calais Campbell still sitting there. Well, it looks like Calvin Ridley got cut. I mean, I don't know, brother. Maybe we do go and sign Calais Campbell just for a season again, if we can afford him. Because we, again, don't have much salary cap, which our cap space now up to $12 million since we did have to make some cuts to get our roster down to the roster limit. Maybe just a guaranteed year, which I do want to see if just increasing that salary a little bit more is enough just to lock him down immediately. That got his interest up to 95%. I wonder if I could threaten to sign somebody else. Or do I just, nah, I'm a pitch winning a championship. And what works when it comes to all these response options you have to the player is their mindset and persona DNA. Like, different players respond to different sorts of answers. And I think at this point in his career, Calais Campbell does want to just win a championship. So I am going to pitch winning a championship and see if that is enough. Unfortunately, I do feel like a liar. He's going to sign off of that. I do feel like a liar because I don't think we're going to win a championship before he retires. But hey, man, whatever it takes to lock down the big boy. And with that, man, it looks a lot better, at least alongside the defensive line. Team up to an 81 rated, 83 offense, 80 defense. Now, I do want to see some of the moves that did happen in the preseason, especially the contract extensions. Like, you never saw contract extensions happen this early in your franchise before. Antoine Winfield locked down to an $84 million deal over 4 years. Got Michael Wilson locked down to 3-year, $44 million deal. DeForest Buckner got $27 million. Jonathan Taylor, big contract extension. Quentin Williams, Bijan got $60 million over 6 years. Puka with a 5-year, $130 million deal. See, dude, there is some massive contract extensions that go down. Chase Brown, the long-term running back in Cincinnati, confirmed, which does suck. So a lot of these players won't be hitting free agency, but it is kind of realistic. Well, and since we did sign Calais Campbell, we're going to have to cut a player here. So I guess I could just delegate that, let the general manager take that over. Now, I'm not going to do this every week, but I just do want to sim this first game just to see if we can at least start the season off with a bang, get a dub, start off 1-0, playing the Dolphins. So I'd like to think we can win this game at home. 35-7. That's definitely a statement, to start things off here as Las Vegas Raiders head coach. 470 yards of offense. Mendoza definitely won this quarterback duel here in his first ever start. Completed 74% of his passes. Malik Willis couldn't even complete 50%. Oh, dude, you love to see this. Oh my God. Genty, Mike Washington, the rookie, getting some carries. Both over 100 yards on the ground. Dude, if they play like this the entire season, we could go 17-0. Dude, what a start in the running game. And receiving-wise, Trey Tucker, big game. Brock Bowers, a few grabs. So, dude, definitely, I know it's against the Dolphins, but like a really good start to the season. Again, I don't think we're going to make the playoffs or anything, but that definitely makes me feel a little bit more optimistic than what I was initially for this first year. And with that, man, CMC signs a long-term contract, as did Lamar Jackson. I got to see that, man. He probably just got paid $500 million. So obviously, a lot of contract extensions go down in the preseason and in the start of week 1. Now, I do want to know, there actually has been a couple trades go down, man. My Titans acquire Brandon Coleman at left tackle. Browns trade Tyson Campbell to the Giants for Deontay Banks. The Falcons, who apparently signed Darren Waller out of free agency, he gets traded to the Bengals, which I feel like is a very interesting fit. So there have been a lot of trades that go down, and there will be bigger trades go down towards the trade deadline. Brother, Lamar Jackson signs an 8-year-long, $304 million contract. I have never seen anything like that in Madden ever. So interesting. And with that, fellas, we're going to be simulating this bad boy to the trade deadline to see where we're at that point in the season, see if there's any contract negotiations we need to take part in. And also, I want to see some of the trades that go down. Brother, we're 5-2. We are 5-2 on the season with a rookie quarterback. Oh my God, dude, how is this even happening? Our only losses on the season are to the Chiefs and the Bills. Dude, we just beat the Rams. In my opinion, the best team in football. We just beat them 28-21. How this is happening, I don't know. I suppose I'm just the best head coach of all time. Mendoza out-dueling Matthew Stafford, which we are going to check to see what his overall is at this point in time. But what a game. 77% of his passes completed on the ground. I mean, Kyron Williams out-dueled Genty, but man, it was the Mendoza show. Trey Tucker, another player I'm very excited to see how he's doing this season, because that's twice we've checked, and twice he's had over 100 yards through the air. And like, unless there's some crazy collapse in the second half of the season, boys, which definitely could happen, because I do feel like we're playing above expectations. But unless there's like some crazy collapse, man, there's a very realistic chance we do make the playoffs this first year. I don't even feel like I've done much. And we're not at the trade deadline just yet, so we will advance to the next week here. Oh, we lost to the Jets, man. I shouldn't have spoke too soon. Which, fellas, at the trade deadline, we're tied with the Broncos at 5-3 in the season in the AFC West. I don't think we've played them yet. But, I mean, again, at this point in time, it's realistic that we win this division, which is arguably the toughest division in football. The Jets lead the AFC East, so that doesn't make me feel as bad just losing to them last week. The Ravens lead the North, Texans leading the South. Packers having a terrible season. Had the Panthers at 5-2. Cowboys at 7-1 with the Commanders winless at this point. Oh my God, their offense is terrible. Only 113 points at this point in the season, which it does not seem like there are any contract negotiations we need to take part in, which makes things a little bit less stressful on me. Okay, so a couple interesting trades have gone down here. So it looks like the Texans traded B.J. Hill, a couple draft picks for Kalijah Cansey. This is all going down trade deadline week. Dalton Kincaid to the Patriots, Kevin Byard in a swap deal. Looks like Drake Greenlaw just locked in a contract extension. Oh, and Rashee Rice gets a contract extension. A straight swap here in week 6 as Malik Mustafa got traded to the 49ers for Clark Phillips. But fellas, what I'm most interested in at this point in time is our team and our progression, as Fernando Mendoza has only gone up 2 more overall, which is a little disappointing, at a 79 rated. He is a superstar, so that's a good start. But in the grand scheme of things, man, he's already gone up 5 overall. I know like a lot of that came in training camp. But again, the target was for him to reach an 80 overall by the end of the season, and considering we're only halfway through, he's well on his way to getting there and beyond that. I mean, what a season up to this point. Like, keep in mind, we're only halfway through the season, not even halfway really yet. So he is well on his way to winning Rookie of the Year, which should boost his overall up even more. 1,800 yards, 12 touchdowns, and only 2 interceptions is impeccable for a rookie quarterback. Got Ginty up to an 88, got a little morale boost up to an 89. Our young left guard up to a 75 overall. Brock Bowers up to a 94. As a team, we're up to an 82 with an 84 offense and 81 defense. A few youngsters I do want to check out on defense. Hold on a second. Mike Washington, oh my God. Dude, he is up to an 82 overall, which is insane. I mean, that's in 9 games, dude. That's in 9 games as the backup, which he's had some really good success here. 300 yards, 11 touchdowns, 5 yards per carry. I mean, I have to say, by far has been the biggest surprise of the entire season, man. I mean, he's going to get to the point in this trajectory where he's rivaling Ashton Ginty for carries. And defensively, okay, we had Nakobe Dean gain a superstar, Trey Dane Stoops up to a 79, Jermod McCoy up to a 77. Even Crawford, who's not getting much playing time right now, that might change next season, but even he's up to a 77. So again, even if we do collapse second half of this season, I love the trajectory of this roster. And don't forget, the draft is going to be extremely interesting, boys. I really don't know what exactly we need. More than likely need to go after a wide receiver, although it doesn't look like that deep of a wide receiver class. But overall, as a team, brother, we have a top 10 offense. Defense not as great. We have Jalen Hurts currently leading for MVP. I'm in 3rd for the Coach of the Year voting, which is very fair. I guess it is also very fair that Aaron Glenn is leading this award since he has the Jets in 1st place. What I am interested in, though, is Offensive Rookie of the Year. Casey Concepcion is leading the award. Oh no. We need Mendoza to win this just for overall purposes. Look at Mike Washington, dude. Is he going to become better than Ashton Ginty? Also, Max Crosby, 8.5 sacks on the season. He's a guy I really hope we can help win a Super Bowl before it's all said and done. I know he's 29, quickly approaching 30, but like, dude, he's a 97 overall still. He might still get to that 99. And at his position, he could remain dominant, one of the best edge rushers in football until he's 33, 34 years old, as long as he doesn't retire before then. And with that being the case, man, we easily could help him win a Super Bowl before he calls it quits. I mean, he's still got 3 more seasons after this one on his contract, so he's not going to be going anywhere for a while. And I do want to say we have locked down 2 Raiders long-term. Jeremy Chin, a 5-year, $40 million extension. Trey Tucker, 3 years, $18 million. I don't necessarily want him to be our number 1 receiver long term, but he could be a good number 2, maybe good number 3 for us. So I stopped here in week 18 because we have a massive week on our hands, boys. As you see, we sit 9-7 on the year, and in week 18, we travel to Kansas City, who are 8-8 on the year. And if you look at the AFC West standings, we are in 2nd place, earning the current 7 seed in the AFC. So at this point in time, we'd make the playoffs, but the Chiefs are right behind us as the 8 seed, and I don't know what happens if we lose this game. Oh, actually, I do. We already lost to the Chiefs in week 4, so if we lose to them, we lose the tiebreaker, which in that point would mean we completely miss out on the playoffs this season. Let's see, though, brother. I mean, I genuinely don't expect to win here, but if anything, it has been a much more successful season than what I anticipated, man. I thought maybe 6, 7 wins. We're up to 9 on the year. If we win this week, we get to double-digit wins. But win or lose, this has been an incredible foundation-setting season. Let's see if we can shock the world here and upset the Kansas City Chiefs in Arrowhead. And unfortunately, obviously not the end to the season that I was hoping for. Funny enough, even though the Chiefs beat us by 50, they didn't make the playoffs, so they kind of screwed themselves and screwed us. Gotta see what happened here. Catastrophic performance from our defense, allowed 500 yards. Mendoza did his due diligence, but Mahomes went off, couldn't really run the football. When it comes to evaluating the entirety of season number 1 here, I do have to say it was funny that I kind of teased the second half collapse. And we lost 3 games in a row from week 8 to week 10. And very up and down this entire second half of the season. So it does suck that we did collapse, missed the playoffs by a single game. But again, way better of an overall season than I expected. And with us already being a 9-win team, I wouldn't be shocked if you give me a couple off seasons and we take this team to the Super Bowl in maybe year 3 or year 4. Because at the end of said season, we got Mendoza up to an 84 overall. As an 85 overall team with an 87 offense and 83 defense, yeah, a lot of that is because of temporary morale boost. Even like our young rookie left guard, he's up to a 78, so by next season should be into the 80s. Lindenbaum almost a 90, Jackson Powers-Johnson in the 80s, Bowers up to a 95, and hopefully I can lock him down to a long-term extension here soon, because by the time he's in his final year of his deal, brother, we're gonna have to pay him $500 billion. And again, the goal for Mendoza by the end of his rookie season was get to an 80. How about 84? Now, on the defensive side of things, Nakobe Dean, he's up to an 82. So as a superstar, man, he could turn into an actual star in the NFL. Trey Dan Stoops up to an 81. Excited to see his final season stats. And Jamal McCoy, dude, he's up to an 80. And if we generate best lineup, he's going to overtake as a number 2 cornerback on the team. Like I told you guys, by the end of next year, he'll probably be the team's number 1 corner unless we sign somebody or draft somebody or trade for somebody better than him in the offseason. Final season stats, our offense, oh my God, dipped from top 10 in the NFL to 25th. Defense stayed around that 20 mark. I mean, that's actually a pretty insane season for a rookie quarterback. About 4,000 yards, 24 touchdowns, only 4 interceptions. Already feeling a little Tom Brady-esque, but I digress. 60% completion percentage on the ground, Genty with a phenomenal season. But I kind of want to talk about Mike Washington a little bit more. 13 touchdowns, vulturing so many away from Genty, but it's like, what do I do with Mike? He's already up to an 83 overall. It's like, do I trade him away? I feel like he might get a little wound up being the backup, so he might end up requesting a trade. But I mean, you can't be too mad, you know, at a backup running back progressing that much in his rookie season and put up 13 touchdowns. But don't take away from Gint, who had a great season outside of the 6 fumbles, which is a little nuts. Trey Tucker with a phenomenal season as our wide receiver number 1, 1,300 yards, 8 touchdowns. Jalen Naylor, good season. Brock Bowers, decent numbers. Nakobe Dean leading us in tackles with 150. Quay Walker, the new signing, with 125 and 4 sacks. But would you look at Max Crosby? Thank God he didn't go to the Ravens in the offseason. 21.5 sacks, 101 tackles from edge is insane. Kwity Paye 6.5. Imagine we were able to pair Max Crosby up with somebody else that could get to those double-digit sack numbers. Maybe that's one of our main goals in the offseason. But outside of Crosby and outside maybe Nakobe Dean, the defense did all right. Trey Dan Stoops as a rookie with 93 tackles. He unfortunately didn't have a single interception. Jamal McCoy didn't have an interception either. But interceptions, you know, don't mean everything. But our first ever MVP goes to Joe Burrow. Bo Nixon second. Unfortunately, we didn't have anybody come in the top 10. I unfortunately also didn't win Coach of the Year. I didn't even come in the top 10. Oh, yes, I did. What am I talking about? I came in 6. Let's see if we can win a Coach of the Year by the end of the day. That would be nice. Aaron Glenn doesn't even win it. Like I said, went to Brian Schottenheimer. Now, Offensive Player of the Year goes to Jamar Chase. Surprise, surprise. Ginty didn't even come in the top 10 with his insane numbers. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Max Crosby. So at least we do have ourselves an award winner. Now, this is what I care about. Offensive Rookie of the Year. Season number 1 goes to Carnell Tate. Mendoza comes in third. As a Titans fan, this excites me. As a Raiders rebuilder here, a little disappointed because if he won Rookie of the Year, his rating would have gone up even more. How funny is that, dude? Mike Washington, our backup running back, competes with Mendoza for Rookie of the Year. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Zion Young. We unfortunately didn't have Stooks or Jamal McCoy in the top 10. Now, just out of pure curiosity, of course, Arvell Reese wins Defensive Rookie of the Year in the NFC, and Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Jordan Tyson. This is why Carnell Tate won Rookie of the Year. Very similar numbers to Casey Concepcion. Actually had more yards, but he did all that on, what's that, 30 less catches? What's he up to? An 85, dude. What a career this guy's about to have. And Max Crosby, of course, led the NFL in sacks. One more than Abdul Carter and DeMarcus Lawrence. A few things I did want to see. Best record in football, tied between the Falcons, Eagles, and Cowboys with 12 wins each. Worst record in football, season 1, went to the Dolphins with a 1-win season. The Commanders, bad year, only 2 wins. So we do have our first Super Bowl ever on Madden 27 franchise. Cowboys versus Chargers. And your first Super Bowl winner in Madden 27 franchise, oh my, Those Chargers with a pretty good season. 46-17, Super Bowl champions. I mean, complete domination. That sucks, dude, because they're in our division. Now, if I wanted to, I could go ahead and fire my coordinators, but we're not going to do that. I mean, we just won 9 games on a team that was expected to win maybe 5 to possibly 7. Well, we can study the old mock draft to see who we're apparently supposed to take. Looks like Thad Rowland from Kentucky. Looks like a stud of a quarterback. He jumped up 32 spots to apparently be the #1 pick in the draft, but there's still another mock draft to go and still the entire offseason, the combine, so that could change. But we are picking at 15, and it has us going edge rusher, which I'm not entirely against because we do need somebody aside from Max Crosby that can get double-digit sacks. But I really do want wide receiver because like Eric Elam's definitely the best one, and I could possibly trade up in the draft if I wanted them. It's like Roman Tovar is another option at wide receiver. But unfortunately, it does look like in a year where I really need to draft wide receiver, there's only 2 wide receivers projected to go in the first round. Okay, we made it to re-sign week where there's a lot of stuff in the weekly hub that we have to look over. Oh, God, this is going to take forever. So we're definitely not going to be franchise tagging Meredith. There's just no chance. Not going to give him the money that he wants, so we're just going to let him walk. Now, Brock Bowers, I think we absolutely got to pick up his 5th-year option. Honestly, I really hope we can lock him down to an extension next year. Not going to re-sign Aiden O'Connell, which we can just delegate and make it a lot faster. Like Buford, we're not going to want to re-sign him either. And as you see where it says delegate, we can just click that button and it'll pass on a new deal with them, which we don't want to do. As you see live, what just happened, Brian Burns got re-signed. So a lot of stuff happening right now live. So it looks like the players we are going to be losing. Taylor Decker, we did re-sign, so he's going to be back for a season. Teron Johnson has 1 year left on his deal, as does Jackson Powers Johnson. Jordan Meredith is going to be gone. Brady Vance is going to be gone. And a bunch of players that really weren't going to play that big of a role for us. So thankfully, not losing any big pieces this first season. And a lot of huge contract extensions going out right now. The Texans just spent $1 billion. Oh my God. They re-signed Jalen Petrie, Ed Ingram, Derek Stingley Jr., Will Anderson, Kalijah Cansey, and Azeez Al-Shaair all in the same week. I mean, that's legitimately like $400 million worth of contracts given out in the re-sign week. That's insane. Looks like Josh Allen just got about 6 years, $400 mil. So unfortunately, it does seem a lot of the better players, the better options that could have been in free agency already re-signed and locked down long-term deals. But hopefully, there's a little bit of talent that can make their way to free agency, so we can actually sign a few folks to help our roster. Oh, even Tua got a big contract extension. So I think it's finally time for our first ever free agency in Madden 27 franchise, where there's a lot of good players here. Oh my God. Quentin Nelson, Vita Vea, Brian Branch, Sam Laporta. Oh, even Josh Downs is somebody I would be rather interested in. Because we could sign Josh Downs and just draft 1 good wide receiver. We could be set there for the entirety of this rebuild, especially with Trey Tucker playing the way he is. Ed Oliver is intriguing. I mean, Brian Branch is an interesting one, man. Like, we already have Jeremy Chin there, but I would much rather have Brian Branch. Quentin Nelson, I mean, we're already pretty much set at guard. Got a youngster at left guard. Got Jackson Powers Johnson at right guard, which I guess we could trade him since he's in the last year of his contract. Cam Taylor-Britt is an interesting one, too. He's up to a superstar, only 27 years old. And it does look like we have about $68 million in cap space. I think we gained some of that dead cap from last year. So we definitely go after a few of these guys. I think the first player I'm going to go after is Josh Downs here. He's not going to ask for way too much money. The only problem is there are a lot of teams interested in him. But this is going to be my first contract negotiation in free agency frenzy in Madden 27 franchise. So we can set an initial contract. I'm going to have to learn this together with you guys. So I think I'm going to go in with 3 years because that's what he wants. About $6.9 million per season. I don't want to add a no trade clause. I will give him 2 guaranteed years because that should help. And I'll up the salary ever so slightly, confirm this initial contract, and he unfortunately only starts with a 59% interest bar, 76% patience, so we can keep like adding stuff on, like keep answering back and forth with them until hopefully we get that interest meter to 100%. And even with that being the case, we get it to 100%, he still has to accept our offer in comparison to the other teams out there. So there's a lot that could go wrong, but hopefully a lot that will go right instead. So we can see the deal breakers up there for his contract extension. He definitely wants a longer contract, I think, than 3 years. And all these mindset and persona DNA traits that he has all really affect how he responds to some of these offers. I mean, he wants a long-term deal, so I guess I'll try to actually go up 2 years, I suppose. 5-year deals, it's crazy, but we'll try it, and his interest now up to 88%. You'll see that little patience bar. Like, you don't want it to get to 0. If that's the case, he's just not going to accept, or I think he might just take the current offer that you have at that point, or maybe he just rejects you. I don't know. I haven't tried yet. I'm definitely not locking him down for 2 more years. We're not doing that. I'm not giving Josh Downs a 7-year contract. It's just not happening. I could give him a $1 million bonus if we make the playoffs, which definitely would help a little bit. Okay, maxes out his interest at 100%. Let's go. So again, he doesn't accept. We're going to have to sim pass it next week to see if he does. But as of right now, I mean, we maxed out his offer, but unfortunately, there's a bunch of other interested teams. Now, again, very, very interested in Brian Branch. Unfortunately, a bunch of other teams are. I think first, though, we'll go after Cam Taylor-Britt. Him and Jamal McCoy would not be a bad 1-2 punch, especially with Teron Johnson on an expiring contract, so we don't know if he is going to re-sign next year. I mean, he's a superstar, man, so he still has a couple years where he could get up maybe close to a 90 overall. Now, you see up here, he wants a massive contract bonus, so I might up it a little bit to like maybe 17 mil. Actually, let's go 17.2, and we'll, just like we did with the initial offer with Josh Downs, give him an extra 2 guaranteed years on his contract. So we'll set that and see what he says. He only starts with a 50% interest. I wish I knew why. So again, he wants a big bonus, so I guess I can go up 20% on that, which is definitely more than what I wanted to. And unfortunately, his patience is already under 50%. And again, dude, I guess I can raise the bonus yet again by 1.25 million. I mean, dude, that's a $20 million bonus. He's up to an 87% interest level, but the patience is down to 35%. So I guess I can go ahead and increase his salary a bit more, add another year. I mean, a 4-year contract wouldn't be bad at all. Oh, God, here we go. Now, it's a 96% interest meter. His patience is down to 22%. So I got to make sure this next answer is a good one. I guess last but not least, I could increase the bonus by another 4%. And hopefully with that, the interest is up to 100%. Barely got that as the patience got down to 9%, but the offer is submitted. And again, we do not know until the next week. Unfortunately, again, there's so many interested teams that, like, the chance we get them is probably pretty low. But again, I still do want to go after Brian Branch. I just don't know if we're going to have the money to actually pull it off. He's so young, 25 years old, in his prime, and still going to get better. We still have $42 million in cap space. So with that being the case, I'm gonna give him a lot. I'm going to give him a 5-year contract. I'm going to guarantee, let's go 4 years of his deal. I'll even give him a no-trade clause to see how much that bumps up his interest. So it does say that he wants to be on a playoff contender. Now, the question is, does he, he's not interested in me at all. 27% interest, 43% patience. So that's not good. I don't know if we're even going to be able to submit an offer here. Now, here's the thing. Difference with Brian Branch is, as you see up here, he has a team-first persona. So I could go with the fit-first offer here, which it says team-first players love it. So we're going to give him this and see what he says. It's going to bump his interest up to only 42%, but we are losing his patience, brother. And I really don't like any of these options because we can't up the money at all. All we can do is increase the bonus and decrease the salary. Let's pitch why the current value works. Hopefully that works. It's going to bump Brian Branch. His interest went down. Oh, no. Potential questions surrounding deal between Raiders and Brian Branch. That's not good. That's not good at all. Okay, he didn't like it. So let's just, first of all, let's just increase his salary and see what that does. He's going to bump his interest only up to 47%. Dude, I think we're cooked here. We'll raise his salary again. Okay, interest now up to 74% after that. But the patience is down to 22%. So I don't know if we're going to be able to get this to 100. So I'm going to ask him what matters the most and see what that does with his interest. It's going to, okay. Did that bump his patience up? Okay, I like that a lot. Am I tripping? I think his patience went up and his interest went up. That's good. That's very good. Let's raise the bonus by even more, which ups his interest to 100%. We somehow worked out an offer with Brian Branch. Again, that all might be for naught. He might not accept, but we will see. Now, last but not least, I think I just want to go ahead and do it and offer Quentin Nelson here and see what he says. I mean, you don't have many chances to try and lock down a 95 overall superstar guard who should play for another 2 or 3 seasons. I'm actually going to give him a 2-year offer and see if he likes that. I'm going to guarantee both of the years, no trade clause, and he wants an insane bonus. So I'll actually up that to, like, I mean, I don't know if this is like way too much. I'm going to go 16 mil and up his salary to, I mean, dude, I think it should be higher than that. let's say like 10 mil a year. What does Quentin Nelson say? Okay, he starts with a 55% interest. Now, let me see here what I can work out with Quentin. Okay, after all that, finally, his patience went down to 19%, but we have made the offer. It has been submitted. Now, the only question is, because this is my first time ever trying, is like, do we actually get all these 4 guys? Or like, do we even get one of them? And the only way I'll know whether or not is once we advance the free agency frenzy. So I guess for the first time in Madden 27 franchise, we advance to the next tower in free agency frenzy. Well, unfortunately, boys, it looks like both Quentin Nelson and Brian Branch are Philadelphia Eagles. So the rich get richer, unfortunately, as we missed out on both those guys. We did sign Cam Taylor-Britt, so we got one of our targets. How about 2 for 4? No, as Josh Downs goes to the Dolphins. So after all of that work, after all those negotiations, I only end up landing one of my 4 targets. So that's very disappointing after all of that work, because that could have been a completely transformed our team with those signings. I mean, I am happy with Cam Taylor-Britt, but I'm just curious why these guys didn't sign with me, because I don't think I could have made their offer any better. Gotta learn, man. I guess it's just a learning experience how this works. The Dolphins end up landing both Sam Laporta and Josh Downs. Their offense should see a huge overhaul. Now, I know we did go after Brian Branch, but like we already have our strong safety for now. So, like, Grant Delpit's not that big of an upgrade, so we're not going to go after him. We still could go after Ed Oliver, who's only asking for a year. Now, unfortunately, there's no other receivers that I'm interested in outside of Josh Downs, so we're not going to get a receiver this offseason. But again, I could go after Ed Oliver, potentially. I mean, he could be good for a couple of seasons. I mean, it looked like he only wanted a 1-year contract. Now, I think he wanted like $16 million a season, and this offer definitely isn't that. So, I suppose I'll go in with like $10 million in terms of yearly salary. They give him like a $6.5 million bonus, and hopefully the interest will start pretty high. Yeah, it already starts at 93%. So let's test his floor actually and just try this out and actually go down in salary and see if that does anything to his interest. I wish I would not have done that. Oh my god. So we'll just immediately raise that salary and try to get back in his good graces. He's starting to lose patience now. I should have never have done that. Let me just ask him what matters the most to you, Ed. He wants to settle on the value. His patience did go up a little bit. So just for a year, I guess, I will raise his salary by 15%, which should be enough for Ed Oliver to accept our offer, which was enough for our offer to officially be submitted. But again, that doesn't mean he's going to sign with us. And to be completely honest with you, I really don't even think there's another player in free agency currently that I even want to offer a contract to. So unfortunately, fellas, at this point in time, I genuinely think it's Ed Oliver or bust. And to my complete surprise, we do get the big man, so at least we have a new starting defensive tackle for this upcoming season, and maybe we can lock him down long term. In the official free agency class, again, Quentin Nelson, Brian Branch to the Eagles, Vita Vea to the 49ers, Laporta to the Dolphins, Grover Stewart to the Chargers. We did get Cam Taylor-Britt. That's our big offseason signing. Joey Bosa to the Cowboys, Delpit to the Lions, I suppose to replace Brian Branch. So again, at least the signings make sense. So now we move on to the NFL Combine. Now, as we made it to NFL Draft Week, I do want to see what the latest mock draft is. Okay, so the quarterback is still projected to go number 1 to the Dolphins. There's a running back projected to go number 2 to the Commanders, which that is probably their biggest need. Oh, a big riser that looks like the Jags want to go quarterback, Mike LaFleur. Okay, so it does look like that wide receiver, Eric Elam, is going to go inside the top 10. And the latest mock draft has us going Eric Torres, right tackle, which I guess, I mean, we do have Taylor Decker locked down for another season, so it's not like a massive pressing need, but we could. It just really, there's like so many needs that we have on our team. I guess it's just going to go like best available. I do want to get wide receiver if possible. It depends on whether or not Ramon Tovar, I feel like, is good enough. Ran a 4.34 40-yard dash at his pro day, had the best 3-cone, so he's an absolute blazer, which we really don't have on our offense right now. Good deep route running, decent catching. Just based on that 40 time, I think he might be the guy. It does say he's a round 1 talent as we have him scouted all the way, so he wouldn't be a bust at all. So wide receiver Ramon Tovar genuinely might be the move. So let's advance to our next pick. And it does look like the mock draft is following what happened pretty closely. I mean, that running back did go number 2. Thad Rowland did go number 1 to the Cowboys. Now, we do have offers coming in for our 15th pick. How far would they want us to trade down? I mean, a good offer from the Bills here, offering a next year's first-round pick alongside a 3rd, 4th, and a 7th, with the Steelers offering me to move back just 4 spots. second, a third, a fourth from next year, and a 7. But unfortunately, I feel like they were the team that wanted my receiver, so I don't want them to trade up and steal that receiver from me. Maybe if I could have traded back just a few spots and like still been ahead of the Steelers, but I don't think I'm actually going to take any of these trade downs. So I will say the trade down offers seem much more realistic this year. So I do believe we're going to go ahead and make this selection, boys, and hopefully it's the right one. There was another guy here, Monty Traylor, who I possibly could have still traded back for. I mean, he's definitely not as fast as the other option. He definitely has some better ratings, but I think I just want to go with the Blazer, man. Ramon Tavar. Hey, he's at least excited to get drafted by us. Let's see if the 4.34 40-yard dash hype was well worth it. Tavar is going to come in as the 9th best player in the draft, and we got him at 15. Genuinely did not think he was going to be that good, but you best believe I will take it. Hidden Dev as well, a 95 speed, 98 acceleration. We got ourselves a burner, boys, out of West Virginia. Kind of reminds me of old school Tavon Austin. So I will say, my first ever pick in Madden 27 franchise was quite the banger. So let's see if we can continue that trend into the second round here. Fellas, after some extensive research, I really feel like I might have just found one of the best players in the entire draft. Jose Bibbs at cornerback, projected to go anywhere from round 2 to round 3, and we again have a pick slap dab in the middle of the second round here. He has A catching, which doesn't really necessarily matter that much, but A man coverage, B press, and B zone. That's insane, not to mention he ran a 4.3 40-yard dash at his pro day. One of the strongest, he like arguably was the strongest cornerback in the entire draft. Everything else was phenomenal, ran a 4.03 20-yard shuttle. Oh my god, dude. How is he still here? I would not be surprised at all. I mean, the strongest and like the fastest corner in the draft, that's an insane combination. How tall is he? He is 6 foot, so good size, and I'm 21 years old. He's going to be the pick, and do not be shocked here if he comes in as a top 5 player in the entire draft. Okay, we're stoked to draft him, and I did notice they don't walk out anymore at this point. He has a hat. He looks excited. Come on. Next, Raiders, great corner. A-plus pick, 8 in true value. Laying him in at 47. I was assuming a top 5 pick, but a top 10 in the second round is great. You know, Hidden Dev, 93 speed, 94 change of direction. Looks like an absolute stud of a pick, boys. So starting off Madden 27 drafts with an absolute heater. There's no way we could keep it rolling, right? I mean, we have another good pick here in the third round. There's just like no way I go 3 for 3. I just don't believe in myself that much. Hold on a second, dude. This guy looks like a beast. This is third round, but Kendrick Pollard, I just spotted him. A awareness, A impact block, A pass block. There's no way he's an L, right? He's not the strongest, which I remember Madden 26, the bench press reps were entirely correlated with the overall. But, I mean, you can't go wrong with A awareness, A impact block, A pass block, and B pass block power for a guard. I know he's a projected undrafted free agent, and I might could wait, but I feel really confident about this pick, and it's kind of more, if anything, an experiment. Because, like, surely all those A ratings, he's got to be a stud. He's got to be. Please don't let me down here. Be a stud. He's going to come in as the 38th ranked player. So, a fringe first-round talent. As we draft him, slap dab in the middle of the third round. Comes in Hidden Dev as well. A perfect 67 speed, a combo with 69 jumping. I think we just drafted ourselves a potential all-pro offensive lineman. So, at least the draft is going a lot better than free agency, I will say. It kind of makes up for that absolute stinker. Hold on a second. Here in the fourth round, I found another guy that looks good. Jeremiah Mullins, a right edge rusher. I will say, you don't typically find really good edge rushers that are projected to go on day 3, but I mean, I don't know how you don't think he's a stud. B awareness, A block shedding. We don't see what his talent is because we don't have him scouted all the way. But he has A tackle, B power moves, B play rec. I think we're about to go 4 for 4 here. This might be, though, I will say, where the Mickey Mouse run ends. But he is going to come in as the 50th best player in the draft. And got him at pick 111. So that's 4 picks, boys. And that's 4 players that are all in top 50 in terms of true value. Does he have Hidden Dev? Yes, he does. We've hit on that too. Oh my god, dude. We're on a heater. I mean, this is crazy, brother. But we're going to keep rolling here into the 5th round where this has got to stop, right? No, that was the defensive tackle I was looking at. Oh, we need young D tackle help so bad. And I thought he was still going to be here in the 5th round. Now, unfortunately, I don't know if any of these guys are worth my pick. So it's kind of bare bones out there right now in the 5th round. I do like the looks of Delonte Huffman here. We missed out on Brian Branch. I don't think he's going to be as good as Brian Branch, but I think it'll be good depth here. Maybe like a 69, 70 rated. I mean, he's the strongest safety in the draft and one of the fastest, although that doesn't really mean much. I mean, a really good combine, all things considered, especially being a projected day 3 pick. Good hit power, good tackling. His zone coverage is okay. His man, who knows how good that's going to be. Kind of like a shot in the dark here. But I think he's going to be okay. 6'2", 216, so really good size. He's come in as... Okay, I didn't expect him to be that good. 64 in true value. Might have been better than that defensive tackle that I was looking at. Hidden dev as well. Dude, we have not drafted a player that has had anything worse than hidden dev, dude. This has been an incredible first draft. There's just no chance we find any talent, though, in the 6th round, right? I might just go with one of those defensive tackles that look half decent. I mean, Jermaine Daniels out of Ohio State doesn't look horrible. I mean, he's one of the fastest D tackles. I mean, B awareness, B finesse move, B power move, B play rec. I don't like the fact that he's a defensive tackle with bad tackling. But regardless, there's not much out there. He's going to be the pick, and it's good value, but definitely not our best. There's probably better out there. Our first normal dev player, but I will say 84 speed, not bad for a big fella that weighs almost 300 pounds. Oh, I don't even have a 7th round pick. I'm kind of disappointed. But to be fair, that was an incredible draft class that I didn't really expect. Oh, I forgot there are undrafted free agents. Hold the phone. It's a bunch of long snappers, a bunch of punters, a bunch of fullbacks. Is there anybody actually worth pursuing here? Maybe the 70 overall running back, maybe a 70 overall tight end. I mean, this is definitely new. This is kind of just like the free agency frenzy, just with undrafted free agents. So I wouldn't mind going after this running back. I guess he doesn't want much, just like a 1-year deal. I mean, he's 70-something overall. I'll give you 2 years, pal. Oh, I gotta give him a guaranteed year, unfortunately. He'd definitely be my 3rd running back. I just wanted to try this. We'll increase the salary by $500K a year. That's not gonna hurt me much. Up to 93%. Another, I don't know, dude. I'll reinforce the fit. I don't want to pay him more. Oh, 99%. Come on, man. I'm gonna refuse to raise the bonus. If he doesn't want to sign with me, I'm not gonna be mad missing out. There he goes. He finally, as his patience hits 0, takes the offer. Oh, no, he's out of patience. He didn't take the offer. That's fun. Last guy I'll try to negotiate with is his tight end, Carlos Mateus. If I come in like just guns a-blazing with a 3-year, $1 million yearly salary for an undrafted free agent, and he only starts at 54%. Man, he ran out of patience too, it looks like, unfortunately. And yep, I didn't get either of them, and I don't really care because they're both normal dev. Suppose we could go ahead and simulate to the end of the frenzy and see if any of the players have better than normal dev. Outside of this kicker, they all have normal dev, so this first year doesn't look like any of them are really worth it. So this is where we finally see what the overall was of all the players that we drafted. Okay, Ramon Tavar, 78 overall. We have Jose Bibbs, also 78 overall. 74 rated guard in the 3rd round, 73 rated edge in the 4th round. Delonte Huffman's a 72, and Jermaine Daniels a 67, which is pretty much perfect. Oh my God, fellas, I have to say, especially considering I didn't really know what I was doing. Like, that's a 10 out of 10 draft. Like, I gotta pat myself on the back. Guess technically that was the shoulder, but I guess it still counts. Okay, there were some 80s, a bunch of right guards. It was a really strong guard class. This defensive tackle was a stud. Oh, that hurts. That actually is gross. The defensive tackle that I so desperately wanted. I should have taken him first. 76 overall in the 5th round. Literally got taken a pick before me. Oh, I'm so upset, dude. He did only have normal dev, which makes it a little bit better, but still, man, a 76 overall in the 5th round would have been nuts. Now, I do have to say, at the start of season number 2 here, finally, that the team is looking incredible already. I mean, Genty, I missed that. He gained a superstar. We're up to an 85 overall with an 87 offense and 84 defense, and that's just going to continue to get better since our offense is so young. I mean, there's a chance that Mendoza could reach a 90 by the end of the year. I definitely want to make sure Tovar gets a lot of playing time this season. Now, on the defensive side of things, I mean, we're looking pretty good, too. Max Crosby could reach 99 by the end of the year. Trade in Stukes, 2nd-year free safety, up to an 81 overall. Crawford's going to step in as the starting edge rusher. Calais Campbell somehow stuck around for a 2nd season, so he's going to be the defensive tackle number 2. But I wonder if I should use Kwity Paye in a trade now, since Crawford, the 2nd-year edge rusher, is going to be the starter. I wonder if we could use him in a trade and try and lock down a long-term defensive tackle. And also at the same time, we are going to have to give out a contract extension this season to Teron Johnson, and I don't know if I want to do that. because he's aging, I believe. I mean, he's going to be up to 31 years old. So I really wonder if I could package Teron Johnson and Kwity Paye in a trade and find myself a long-term option at either defensive tackle or potentially right tackle, because again, Taylor Decker, this is going to be his last season. And I did want to see, it doesn't look like there's too many good available free agents at the start of the season here. I mean, maybe that will improve as teams have to start cutting players. But I don't think anybody that's even out there that can improve our team at this point. So before we do anything else, let's go ahead and see if we can try and make our first real trade of this rebuild. $27 million in cap room, which definitely works. Again, as mentioned, I am looking to go ahead and ship on Kwity Paye and Teron Johnson. I mean, Kwity Paye would actually like help me save a little bit of money long term. Teron Johnson's on an expiring contract anyway. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like any team's interested in either of these guys long term. I mean, they're good players. I thought there would at least be one team that wanted them. Okay, and there are a couple offers. The Miami Dolphins and the Washington Commanders, who apparently signed Kayvon Thibodeau. I don't want either of these two players, but I wonder if I could counter and get one of their defensive tackles. Deron Payne and Jerzon Newton are the options from the Commanders. Oh, and we could potentially land Kenneth Grant from the Miami Dolphins, which would be kind of nasty. I do want to offer and just see what they say, and the trade is declined. Okay, this is new. I got to take a minute to take and soak this in. The trade interest level is a circle now. And I think the circle is like almost filled up. So does that mean they're like gonna accept this trade? Am I tripping? This is like the first year out of like the last 10 in Madden that the trade interest meter is not a line, it's a circle. So like this actually caught me by surprise. This is one of the biggest changes I'm gonna have to adjust to in my life in a long time. Like literally this is gonna affect my life. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, they're about to accept this trade for Kenneth Grant. Which means all I have to do is probably like throw in one more player. Like honestly, I don't know, dude. Like maybe I throw in, let's go, either of these guys really. Not the rookie that we just drafted. Let's go our lowest rated defensive tackle. Submit it through. Dude, Kenneth Grant is a Las Vegas Raider. Oh my God, dude, what a move. Okay, that's nice. There's one more player that I am a little interested in shipping on. That's Eric Stokes. Got Porter behind him and Bibbs in the number 3 spot, and I definitely want him to start. Now, I just don't know what I would trade Eric Stokes away for. I mean, he's still 28 years old, so I mean, he still has a little bit of time to grow, and like, surely somebody out there has got to want him, which apparently not, unfortunately, but we got to be able to get some half-decent offer, which unfortunately, none of these offers really tip the needle too much. Maybe somebody wants 41-year-old Calais Campbell. Hold on a second. We just threw in Calais Campbell into this deal. Like, Mekhi Becton, actually, he's enticing me a lot because we need a long-term option at guard. But Brian Thomas Jr., he, after 1 year, has gone down to normal dead, but he is still an 82 overall. And, like, part of me actually really wants to pull the trigger on this trade because it is Brian Thomas, brother. Maybe we can see the Brian Thomas resurgence in Las Vegas. And, fellas, we are, without question, going to accept that trade. And with that, boys, we went from having arguably one of the least talented wide receiver rooms in football to a very, very strong 1 through 4, which I genuinely think at this point, because of the money, I might go ahead and trade away Jalen Nailor so we make sure all 3 of our top guys actually get playing time. Because Nailor, he's up to, 28 years old. He's going to start to regress in a couple of seasons. I mean, we could have a receiver room with 96, 95, and 95 speed. Not to mention we still got Dante Thornton, Jack Beck, Malik Benson. So even if we just got a draft pick for Jalen Nailor, I feel like that'd be good. Boys, I am cooking up an absolute heater here. Yes, you see this right. We're going after Armand Mimbu of the New York Jets. We are so close. There it is, brother. We just landed ourselves our long-term right tackle. I know it is only a 3 overall difference from Taylor Decker, but Taylor Decker was going to retire any given offseason. Mimbu will be our franchise tackle for years to come. Took Nailor, took Taylor Decker, who was on an expiring contract, Rodgers, a 3rd from this upcoming draft, a future 4, and a future 7. But you best believe this is one of the best value trades you will see in all of Madden 27. So now, fellas, I believe we are ready to rock for this upcoming season. What an offense this is. Up to an 86 rated team, 88 offense, 85 defense. The offensive line looks amazing. And, I mean, this should be the core that we have for the next 3 years or so, at least, depending on when Colton Miller retires. I mean, we have somehow spawned Brian Thomas, Trey Tucker adds it to. I wouldn't be surprised if Tovar becomes the #1 receiver on the team by the end of the season. I mean, it's got to be the fastest wide receiver group in all of football. And then defensively, look pretty good too. The additions of Ed Oliver and Kenneth Grant, who also will probably end up becoming #1 defensive tackle by the end of the season. I'm excited to see Crawford's growth. He didn't get to play a lot as a rookie, but stepping in since we traded away Kwity Paye this year, maybe he could end up being a double-digit sack guy, which we want alongside Max Crosby. Love the secondary. Maybe eventually we'll improve upon Jeremy Chin. But fellas, I am loving what I am seeing. And I want to see what Kenneth Grant wants here. Like, this is different in the adjust lineup screen this year. Like, you can see a little bubble if they want to talk. Also, Grant wants to go ahead and negotiate a new contract, even though he has 2 years left on his deal. I guess we could go ahead and do that. Maybe lock him down, like, an extra 3 seasons. See what he says. Okay, he's not interested at all. Oh, that's horrible. All right, he's he's about to run out of patience already. Yep, he's ran out of patience. Guess we'll have to negotiate later. Again, it's not pressing since he has 2 years left on his contract. Now, it's the same exact situation with Armand Mimbu. I mean, I'm sure he wants a massive deal. Draw up the yearly salary quite a bit. I'll guarantee 3 of the years. And surely, okay, the interest is a lot better on him. Let's lock him up even longer to 6. Okay, 6 years is not, that's not what I was expecting, but the interest is up to 97%. I will raise his bonus by 1.5 million, which should be enough to see this deal through. Armand Mimbu has been locked up long-term, so he'll literally be here, I guess, with that addition for the next 8 years. And as you see, those years do just add on to the end of his contract. So it looks like when you trade for a player, the contract extension thing, it kind of triggers immediately, which I love, because now we don't have to worry about Mimbu leaving for a long time. If we would have waited till last year of his deal, dude, that would have cost a lot of money at that point, which, I mean, it's going to cost a lot already. It's about 120 mil. But again, hopefully we can come back and make up for that nonsense with Kenneth Grant, and we can lock him up for another 5 years or so. Now, we're doing this drill again to try to get gold 2 straight years to get Mendoza the best boost possible, and it's a little tricky. It's all about, like, saving as much time as physically possible, which we're doing a pretty good job this time. As long as I hit it here, which I think that's perfect, we should be getting gold. Middle of the target, bullseye. That's going to be an extra 2 skill points for Mendoza, maybe even 3. I've only got 2, but you best believe I'll take it. Mendoza up to an 86 rated to start off his 2nd season in the NFL. I mean, he could become a 90 by the end of the year. Even got Genty an extra upgrade point. And also, don't forget, a gold could potentially upgrade their dev trade as well. So maybe we can get Genty up to an X factor from getting gold. Nah, they only get a skill point. So with that, we got Genty up to a 92. And also want to try and get our new rookie receiver, Ramon Tovar, a little bit of a boost. And unless I screw up here, looks like we're going to get gold with him too. Which I didn't actually realize on that drill, it actually bumps him up 2 skill points, which brings him up to an 80 overall already. Dude, he hasn't even played a snap yet. Which it sucks because he had such a good season a year ago. With the 2 moves that we made in terms of the draft and trading for Brian Thomas, Trey Tucker is relegated to #3 receiver. So what a successful preseason, boys. Again, I don't know if we're Super Bowl contenders just yet or anything, but with how he played last year, I would not be shocked if you saw us in the playoffs this upcoming season. It does suck that we're in such a tough division, but again, I do think at least we should be competitive and maybe even win 10 games this year. Okay, the next week we have Kenneth Grant up to 91% interest on his contract extension. I want to pitch why the value works, add no more money. He says he's calculated, so hopefully he listens to it. Up to 100%. We're going to sign Kenneth Grant to a long-term deal, which I feel like is great for us money-wise. And with that extension, man, he's locked in all the way until 2033. Like, surely we'll have won a Super Bowl by that point, right? Now, one of the things that does worry me about the moves that we have made this preseason is I think we're going to have a lot of dead money next year. But the good news, we don't have many players that have like a pressing need to be re-signed right now. I mean, eventually you're going to have to re-sign Nakobe Dean. Eventually you're going to have to re-sign Lindenbaum, Genty, Brock Bowers, and Max Crosby. But I don't feel like accumulating the dead money for next season is really going to hurt that. Now, as we have finally made it to week 1 of season 2 of this rebuild, we have something massive to take care of here in the weekly hub. It looks like Brock Bowers is ready to talk some money. Immediately can try and renegotiate this contract. It just is unfortunate because I don't know how much money he really wants to re-sign. I mean, hopefully like 3 years is enough. I'll up the salary a ton, like let's say $7.5 million. I mean, I don't even feel like that's a lot of money. We'll go 8 mil a year. We'll do all 3 of those years guaranteed. I don't feel like that's the wrong move, so we'll go ahead. And he's already super close to accepting. I only gave him a 3-year deal just in case we could add an extra year to it and make him feel better about it. And with that, fellas, Brock Bowers is locked down for an extra 4 years for a very reasonable, I believe, amount of money. I mean, it's going to be rather expensive. Like, once we make it to 2030, he is going to be accumulating about $20 million of cap hit every season. But I mean, it's Brock Bowers, dude. At that point, he's going to be a 99 overall tight end. Fellas, I just noticed that the rookie wide receiver that we drafted is a superstar X Factor. So that's nice. And how funny, he just got a boost from one of the objectives we gave him in the preseason, which brings his overall up to 82, which means I can just go ahead and make him our #1 receiver. I mean, he's gone from a 78 to an 82 overall receiver, and we haven't even gotten to week 1 of the regular season yet. Mendoza's up to an 87, so that's great, dude. We start this season off as an 87 overall team. Again, I don't expect us to win the Super Bowl or anything this season, but I feel like an 87 overall team could at least compete for one. If not this season, hopefully next. We have made it to the trade deadline, and boys, we are 6-2 on the season. Now, we'll say the lone thing that does worry me, despite us playing very well this season, is the fact that both of our losses have came to the hands of the reigning Super Bowl champion LA Chargers, which mean they are still pretty dang good. But I'm worried because if we tie, like our record's the same, they obviously get the tiebreaker. And also, if we play them in the playoffs, we'll probably lose if history repeats itself. Now, the good news, we played the Chiefs twice this season. We have beat them both times. And with the good season, fellas, we are now up to an 89 overall team with a 91 offense and 87 defense. Brother, our rookie receivers up to an 84, Ginty up to a 94, Mendoza up to a 93 with his morale boost, really like an 88, which is still solid. Even our young rookie guard is up to a 77. Gibbs, our #3 cornerback rookie, is up to an 81. So, like, even if we don't end up winning the Super Bowl this year, boys, I'm telling you, we will be one of the best, if not the favorite, going into year #3. Now, we currently have the NFL's #1 offense, and defense have gone from 20th to 17th, so defense is about the same. We have some youngsters, though. They'll get better. Mendoza's having a good season, just like a year ago. Looks like he's on pace for about the same amount of interceptions and touchdowns. Ginty's still putting up great numbers, and Mike Washington continues to vulture touchdowns away from him. Very interested in our young rookie receiver, who is second on the team with 562 yards. Brian Thomas leading the team with 700 yards and 5 touchdowns. Ooh, why does it look like Trey Tucker isn't getting any playing time? That's interesting. Maybe he's mad that he got passed up as the starter after having a good season a year ago. I don't know. Now, K-Ron Crawford, I guess like 3 sacks isn't terrible at the deadline for somebody that didn't really play at all his rookie season. So he's learning, he's developing. But now, my friends, it is officially time to simulate this bad boy to the playoffs. And there's no way we go from 6-2 to completely missing the playoffs, right? I know we collapsed the season ago, didn't make the playoffs after a really good start of the year. But it's not happening again here in year 2, right? So, fellas, I got extremely excited, since we're in the playoffs. But what scares me is the fact that we're playing the Ravens, and they just beat me 2 weeks ago by 35 points. I mean, we did have ourselves a very stinky month following the trade deadline. We about collapsed for the second straight season, losing 3 out of 4. But we actually had a very strong end to the season with wins over the Broncos, the Lions, the Bengals. Then you had that really bad loss in there against the Ravens, which does scare me. But at least we're playing pretty decent football to end the regular season. I need to investigate what happened here. I mean, look at the yardage. It wasn't that different. I don't know why we lost by 35. Lamar Jackson went off. Couldn't stop him. Fernando Mendoza got sacked 5 times. Don't like that. Couldn't stop Derrick Henry. Couldn't stop Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. Ginty couldn't get going, so I don't like that. Jacoby Lane went off. So, yeah, we definitely didn't play our best game of the season against the Ravens, and it is a little worrisome because we played that game at home. But let's not take away from our incredible season, fellas, and the fact for the first time today, we have made the playoffs in just the second season. Oh, look at the Dolphins going from a win-win team to the playoffs in 1 year. What a turnaround they had. Can we just, please not get first rounded here? Now, we finished off the year with a top 10 offense. We didn't finish #1, but top 10 still fine. And also finished with a top 10 defense. So I'm telling you guys, we have improved drastically, even if we don't win the Super Bowl this year. Mendoza, again, very similar numbers to a year ago. 4,100 yards, 22 tutties, 6 interceptions on the ground. Ginty with another extraordinary year. 14 touchdowns, 1,400 yards. Could have honestly got to 20 rushing touchdowns if it wasn't for Mike Washington. Who I'm just curious is all the way up to an 87 rated. So I wonder if, do we trade him? I feel like we could get a pretty good return next season if we got rid of him. I know he's been, a pivotal part of our success, scoring a bunch of touchdowns, but it's dude, I feel like we get some very good value for an 87 rated running back who's, in his early 20s. Now, before we get to that point, through the air, Brian Thomas led the team, 1,341 yards, 8 touchdowns. Tovar, our rookie, with 1,000 yards, 5 touchdowns. Again, I'm a little worried on Trey Tucker. I don't know why he didn't play much. I wonder if he's going to get frustrated and demand a trade because they can do that now, which I don't want to lose him, but it just seems like Mendoza only throws to Brian Thomas, Tovar, and Brock Bowers. Now, defensively, I do like what I see from Crawford. Finished the year with 8.5 sacks. Ed Oliver, 7.5. Kenneth Grant, 6.5. Max Crosby, not bad either, with his 15. MVP this season goes to Justin Herbert. Again, that's a big reason why I don't want to have to play them in the playoffs. We do have to play Lamar Jackson week 1 of the playoffs, who came in 4th in the MVP. Oh, I got robbed. 2nd in Coach of the Year. I took the Raiders to the playoffs, man. I had 11 wins. Had Robert Saleh in 4th. I'm kind of shocked that Bill Summers here, who literally took the Dolphins from 1 win to the playoffs, only came in 10th. We didn't have any silverware for Offensive Player of the Year. I'm surprised Genty didn't even come in the top 10. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Danielle Hunter, with Max Crosby in 3rd. And did our wide receiver win Offensive Rookie of the Year? No, it goes to Eric Elam, who is the other receiver that I really wanted that did go in the top 10. Tovar came in 3rd. Now, he did have Bibbs, our 2nd-round pick at cornerback, come in 4th for Defensive Rookie of the Year, so you love to see it. Now, before we inevitably get first rounded here, because we actually have to travel to Baltimore in the wild card round, even though we had 2 more wins in them, let's see how much the roster has improved up to a 90 overall. Tovar up to an 86. Genty is pushing that 99 club. Mendoza, probably by the end of this season, will be up to a true 90 overall, which is phenomenal. Brian Thomas up to an 85. Our young left guard up to an 81. Armand Nimbu up to an 89. Jackson Powers Johnson, who we did lock down to a long-term extension, up to an 82 rated. Defensively, our youngsters, Crawford up to an 83. Kenneth Grant up to an 85, which if we generate best lineup, he's actually going to be the starter now, the number 1 over Ed Oliver. We have Bibbs up to an 83. Jermon McCoy actually now is a higher overall than Taylor Britt, who we just gave a huge contract to in free agency. I mean, Huffman, the strong safety that we drafted late, he's up to a 77, so like, maybe he could start in replace of Jeremy Chin. Dude, this team is so good. Like, I don't know how we did this in just basically like 2 seasons, but we have built a very good team on a very strong foundation where even if we do get first rounded this year, give me another big offseason, and we genuinely could be like top-notch Super Bowl contenders in year 3. Hold on a second. Olufemi Oladejo from my Tennessee Titans is an available free agent right now. I didn't expect to see this. But, dude, he's a star dev 24-year-old. They must have signed a lot of talent there. Something must have happened, must have demanded a release. But I just so happen to check this. And he's not going to start for me since we have Crawford, but that would be incredible depth. To have a 24-year-old star dev 77 overall edge rusher. I'm actually going to give him a long-term deal, which you can do now in free agency. He's not really asking for much. I'll give him a yearly salary of like $5 million, but I could lock him down long-term, dude. This is incredible. Cheap depth. You can start with a 57% interest meter. I will increase the signing bonus slightly, which, okay, with that, he accepts. So, there's some good, really cheap depth. Best record in football this season, tie between the Eagles and Rams, both going 14-3. I guess that's why Harbaugh won Coach of the Year, 13 wins in his 2nd season as a Giant. Worst record in 2nd season of franchise goes to the New York Jets at 2-15. The Commanders, man, I think that's 5 wins total in the first 2 years. But now, my friends, it is time to see if we join those Commanders at home in Cabo. Hopefully not, because I want to advance and not get first rounded in the playoffs. Can we avenge that 35-point loss just 2 weeks ago to advance into the divisional round of the NFL playoffs? And I don't know. Did we win? We won. We won 24-14. I cannot believe the scenes, boys. A divisional matchup here as we have to travel to Denver, who somehow won the tiebreaker over us. So we had the same record as them. Let's actually see. I'm so confused. How did we just lose by 35 and then beat the Ravens 2 weeks later? That's a resilient football team, my friends. So we did lose to the Broncos in Week 12, but we did beat them in Week 14 in Denver. So we split the season series against them, which like I said, we just showed a month and a half ago that we could beat them by 15 points on their home turf. So this is a very winnable ball game, especially considering the fact we just beat the Ravens in Baltimore by 10. We put up 500 yards of offense. I don't know how he didn't win by more than just 10. Mendoza did throw 2 picks, but threw for 300 yards, which is the most I've ever seen from him. We did not allow a sack this game, which is huge considering last matchup we gave up 5 against them on the ground. Ashton Genty, my God. They stuffed them last time we played them a few weeks ago. 100 yards this time. Limited Derrick Henry, which is pretty much all you can really ask for. Ramon Tavar, what a game from our young rookie. Him and Brian Thomas leading this passing attack. Still, Trey Tucker not doing much, but man, hopefully we can continue to rely on these guys for a few more games, because boys, if we beat the Broncos here, win this second straight game away from home, we advance into the AFC Conference Championship game, which could very well be against the 7-seed Dolphins. Let's see, man. I feel like it's too good to be true here, but let's roll, man. We're actually a 5 overall favorite here. We're the higher overall team. We beat them in Denver just a month and a half ago. Can we do it again? I think we did. 39-21, fellas. It might not take a third season. We are now in the AFC Conference Championship game against the New England Patriots, who we also have a 5 overall advantage against. How we got here, I have no idea, but you best believe I'm not asking questions whatsoever. I'm just going to chalk it all down to my coaching prowess. 18-point dub, again, away from home. I mean, a very even ball game yardage-wise. No mistakes from Mendoza. 7 sacks total between the two teams. Genty with 3 touchdowns on the ground. We relied on him heavily. They limited us to 4 yards per carry, under that actually. Brian Thomas, man, what a pickup he has been. 100 yards from him. Tovar was 60. Genty with a few catches. I mean, we did just enough to win this game. I mean, it was a lot closer than what the scoreboard said. Can we actually win 3 consecutive away games to make it to the Super Bowl? Oh, what does worry me is we did just play the Patriots about a month and a half ago, and we lost by about 20. Which, I mean, that same thing happened against the Ravens, man, so maybe this will be different. But if we do somehow win this, fellas, we'll be headed into our first ever Super Bowl against either the Atlanta Falcons or Dallas Cowboys. Before we get into this ball game, boys, do we have any upgrades on offense? Mendoza's still an 89, Tovar up to an 87. So yeah, unfortunately, looks like no real changes on either side of the football. I will say I totally was expecting to get first rounded. So at this point, I mean, I should be thankful, but you can't lie and say you wouldn't be disappointed if you get knocked out 1 game shy of the Super Bowl. I have no idea. I genuinely have no clue. Oh my God, we did it, actually. There's no way. There's no way this has happened. We won 30-20. 3 straight away games to advance to the Super Bowl against the 7-seed Cowboys. Dude, this is one of the most miraculous turnarounds in NFL history. We have taken the team with the #1 pick in the draft to the Super Bowl. I don't know if we're going to win, but we've taken them to the Super Bowl in 2 seasons. And somehow did it with Mendoza getting sacked 4 times, but outside of that, he had a great game. Genty, phenomenal. Ramon Tamar with one of the best playoff performances in NFL history. 140 yards, 2 touchdowns on 8 catches. Brian Thomas was the good luck charm with his 67 receiving yards. Fellas, I'm not gonna lie. I'm actually kind of speechless. I was totally expecting to go into a year 3, which we still might have to, and maybe even to a year 4, year 5. But rather or not we do, all comes down to this Super Bowl against the 7-seed Cowboys. Sometimes you do end up getting dev trait increases the week of the Super Bowl. That's an old Madden, so it doesn't look like we got any this time around. Oh, unfortunately, Taylor Britt actually lost his superstar. He lost his superstar Super Bowl week. That's unfortunate. As fellas, we need to do some scouting here. As the Cowboys, they look good. They have, 7-8 players over 90 overall. 2 93-plus rated wide receivers in George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb. Thank God we have a really good cornerback room. Tyler Booker's a stud. Quentin Williams a stud. Oh, so is Tyler Smith over a 90. Caleb Downs, as a 22-year-old second-year player, already a 90 overall safety. Even Javonte Williams is up to a 90. Dak Prescott, still one of the best quarterbacks in football, 88 rated as a superstar. His team is good, brother. But I suppose they were the 7 seed for a reason. I gotta stand up for this, brother. I'm stressed. In our first Super Bowl of Madden 27, can we take the Raiders from the #1 pick in the draft to Super Bowl champions in literally 2 seasons? It all comes down to this, fellas. If we have to go into year 3, it is not the worst thing in the world. But at this point, I'd rather just get the job done right here and right now. And for now, we're going to leave this all up to the Madden simulation system. We're going to take it slow, though. Cowboys start with the football, but our defense asserts their dominance immediately. Knocked Javonte Williams 3 yards in the backfield. Shouldn't spoke. 17 yards to George Pickens. Oh, no, dude. This passing attack is just going to be so hard to defend, man. 3rd down and 11. Oh, my God. Second-year cornerback, Jermod McCoy with the play of his life. Oh, come on. We got to take advantage of this. We have got to, brother. Around midfield, 3rd and 8. It's fine, though. It's fine. I definitely like our motion right now, boys. First, the defense. Okay, we need another turnover. Need another turnover fast. They're moving the ball better than we are. Oh, that's brutal. That is so brutal. Jeremy Chin can't be making mistakes like that as a veteran, dude. 12-yard pass interference. Give them a free first down on 3rd as this game with 2 incredible offenses scoreless at the end of 1. Cowboys do end up kicking a 48-yard field goal. Of course, Brandon Aubrey's going to be money from there. But now it is time for our offense to not throw an interception in the very first play to Caleb Downs. That's the worst thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Okay, it is 3rd down and goal from the 1-yard line. I don't want to get my hopes up here, and the Cowboys score a touchdown. Dylan Sampson for 6. We got to score, and we have got to score fast, boys. We're a better team than what we've been playing early on, and just like that, Ashton Jeanty, my boy, 44 yards to 15-yard line. Have got to punch this in for 6. 3rd and 3, touchdown, baby. Brian Thomas Jr., who else? A brand new start in Las Vegas, and this man has shown exactly what we all saw with our own 2 eyes in his rookie season. Just needed a fresh start, making the biggest play of his life in the Super Bowl. Now it's time for our defense to do the same here. Dak Prescott just threw the ball 60 yards for a touchdown to George Pickens. That's not good. All right, so what can we cook up here, boys, in a minute and a half of football? Like, even a field goal would be nice. 3rd down and 1. 4th and inches, I might actually step in myself and go for this. Yeah, see, Coach Suggestions was going to have us punt. No chance. Not in the Super Bowl. We're going to be going with the new quarterback sneak system, which was a pretty big green meter there. I mean, pretty perfect. Mendoza got the first down. Let's go. 14 yards to Brock Bowers. There's less than 30 seconds left, but we have all 3 timeouts. 24 yards to who else than Brian Thomas. Let's go, dude. Trey Tucker. I told you guys all season long, a bit of a disappointment. I don't know what's going on. But who cares when you step up and make one of the biggest plays you've ever had in your existence on this planet in the Super Bowl to take us into halftime, only down by 3, and I really feel like that's the worst half of football that we could have possibly have played. And to only be down 3 is incredible. We open up the half with the football and a chance to go down the field here and throw another interception. Oh, Mendoza, man. You're not typically like this. I mean, he hasn't even thrown double-digit interceptions his first 2 years combined. It's not a good time to have the worst game of your life here. Okay, at least, bare minimum, hold them to a field goal, and it's still a 6-point ball game. It's time for Mendoza to make up for that nonsense, though. We unfortunately go 3 and out, and they have incredible field position. Okay, apparently this is the half of defenses. Forced 3 and out of our own. I'm running out of breath, dude. I'm nervous. 3rd and 8. Okay, get the big 3rd down conversion to Ashton Jeanty and a little check down. Oh, God, 3rd and 3 again, and we go backwards. It's a holding penalty against Colton Miller, and we get 8 of those yards back. We're going to have to punt again. I really need the Cowboys to not punch this in for 6. Okay, another 3 and out force. Our defense playing the best half of football I've ever seen in my life. Fernando Mendoza, please, brother, make up for those 2 interceptions into the 4th quarter, boys, with the Super Bowl on the line here. 3rd and inches, an 8-yard rush from Jack Beck on a little wide receiver run. We pick up the first down on another Ashton Jeanty check down. 2nd and inches, first down, please, brother, please, I beg. 3rd and 10. We're going backwards. We might not even be in field goal range. Oh, my goodness. Mendoza to who else? Trey Tucker for 25 yards on a 3rd down and 15. Sets us up for a 1st down and goal, 2nd and goal, touchdown Raiders. Ashton Jeanty, the face of this franchise, to give us a 21-20 lead in the Super Bowl. Our defense, we need one more stop, brother. One more stop. I don't think the Cowboys had a 1st down this entire 2nd half. And just like that, oh God, they're almost in field goal range. 3rd and 1. Oh, man. I don't like this. I don't like it at all. They're chewing way too much clock right now. They're going to score a touchdown, aren't they? Yes, they do. And the question is, do they go for 2? They do, and they got it. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. I think it's time, boys. I think it's time to step in and complete this rebuild. Handoff Jeanty. Cut back. Okay, that's a phenomenal start. Let's get one more play off here before the 2-minute warning. Okay, a little check down. Brian Thomas, 1st down. So just like that, boys, we're in plus territory. Honestly, I don't even feel like we need to be in that big of a rush. I mean, we have all 3 timeouts, 2 minutes to go. Hand it off. Jeanty up the middle. Falls blockers for about 6. Brian Thomas is going to be open. Oh, a little bit of an errant throw. Hand off to Genty. Oh, what a hole. I mean, maybe I just ride Genty the rest of this fourth quarter. Well, Brian Thomas is going to make the catch, even though I didn't time it perfectly. I forgot timing-based catching. I've got to learn that. I will say, late in the fourth quarter, Super Bowl on the line, it is a really bad time to try and learn time-based catching on the run. But hey, crazy things have happened in my life. We're here for it regardless. Genty on a little check down. Gonna make the catch inside the 10, brother. 3rd down and 2. We are gonna hand the ball off up the middle. Genty down to the 3. We are gonna call our first time out. I just have a really bad feeling this is just one of those instances that I'm just gonna throw an interception. Surely not, right? Surely. Gonna keep it very, very simple. Gonna roll out with Mendoza. Don't like the drags. Mendoza gonna take off. Touchdown! Let's go! Now, here's the question, boys. Here's the question. Do I go ahead and try to end it right here, go for 2, end this rebuild off with a bang, and win the Super Bowl? If I do, I feel like I just need to put the ball in the hands of our star running back, Ashton Genty, to win it all. Oh, my gosh. I don't know what to do. I'm not going to lie. I really like the look. I really, really like the look. Down by 1. Super Bowl on the line to win it right here. The first Super Bowl in Las Vegas Raiders history. The ball in the hands of Ashton Genty. I wouldn't have it any other way. Up the middle. Ashton Genty, touchdown! What a freaking run! Oh my God, brother, he was stuffed. But with the pure will and the pure domination, carries this defensive lineman into the end zone to potentially clinch his first ever Super Bowl. Brother, poor Barham is going to be reliving these 1.5 seconds every day for the rest of his life. I will say, though, job is not over yet, boys. I mean, the Cowboys still have 3 timeouts remaining. Big hit there. I mean, all they have to do is get in the field goal range here, which, I mean, it's definitely not out of the question. So, I'm a little nervous. Okay, don't like that. Don't like that at all. 6 seconds to go. I don't know if that's enough time for them to call a play and actually get down. Oh, Lord. They are calling a Hail Mary here, which I'm more worried about there being a pass interference call than anything. I don't think they're going to score a touchdown. I mean, a sack would be great. Dak Prescott. Okay, no. Just swat it down. Let them catch it, if anything. We have done it. We have officially done the impossible, and we have taken the Las Vegas Raiders from the #1 pick in football to the Super Bowl in 2 seasons. The start to a brand new Madden, the start to a brand new journey here on the channel. Madden 27 off with a bang. And you best believe, fellas, there's many more where this came from. Now, if you enjoyed that rebuilding masterclass, you can click right here to watch another Madden video.